Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying this. Life is going to test you. It's going to push you to your limits. And when it does, your mind is the only thing that will carry you through. When you feel like you've reached the end of your strength, it's your mental strength that will help you rise again. But here's the thing, mental strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, it takes time, discipline, and work. Today, I'm going to show you how to cultivate that mental fortitude, so when life knocks you down, you'll be ready to get back up, stronger than ever. Let me break it down into 5 key points. These are the steps that anyone can follow to become mentally strong, no matter what you're going through, no matter where you come from. Let me tell you something that you might not want to hear but need to understand. Your thoughts will either build you or break you. Every single thought you have shapes the person you are becoming. Everything you see around you, everything you touch, everything you experience is a reflection of the way you think. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. No, it's not. But what I am telling you is that the way you think determines how you'll show up in this world. If you wake up every day thinking you're not good enough, guess what? The world will make sure you get exactly what you expect. If you walk into the day with doubt clouding your mind, that doubt will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you choose to think differently, if you choose to think like you've already won, like you've already succeeded well, that's when the magic starts to happen. Your mind is powerful. It's not just a collection of random thoughts or passing ideas. Your mind is a weapon. It can either be the thing that drives you forward or the thing that holds you back. You are not a victim of your circumstances unless you allow yourself to be. Your thoughts are yours to control, and you have the power to change them at any given moment. You've heard the saying, you become what you think about. Well, it's true. The man who told you that wasn't just talking nonsense. He wasn't trying to sound motivational. He was speaking the truth. If you think you're too weak to overcome something, guess what? Your body will follow suit. Your actions will reflect that weakness. You'll act from a place of fear, and that fear will hold you back. But if you believe in your strength, if you believe that you can push through, then you will. Your mind will guide you to the tools, the strength, the perseverance you need to overcome the obstacles in your way. Let me take you back in time to a man who understood this truth better than most. A man by the name of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who knew a thing or two about challenges. He was faced with wars, political upheaval, betrayal, and loss. And yet this man wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." That's the wisdom of someone who has faced hardship and knew that the true battle wasn't external. The real fight was always inside. If Marcus Aurelius could find peace amid chaos, if he could lead with strength in the face of adversity, it's because he had mastered the one thing that mattered: Marcus' own thoughts. Now, I'm not asking you to become a philosopher or even to memorize ancient wisdom. What I'm asking you to do is to understand that you, right now, have the ability to control the direction of your life. You've got the power to change your thoughts. You've got the power to turn off the negative noise that tries to drown you. And trust me, life will throw everything at you to try to knock you off your path. Doubt will try to creep in. People will question your every move. And your own mind will sometimes tell you that you're not enough. But you've got to rise above that. You've got to make a choice to take control of your thoughts. When that voice in your head tells you that you can't do it, you've got to look that voice dead in the eye and say, "Watch me." When doubt tries to slip in and tell you that this journey is too hard, you've got to tell yourself, "I'm built for this. I'm strong enough to handle whatever comes my way." It's all about mindset. It's all about choosing to see the possibility rather than the problem. And you don't need to wait for some grand moment to begin. No, you start right now. You start with every thought that enters your mind. You start with choosing to believe in your ability to succeed even when everything around you is telling you otherwise. When you start taking control of your thoughts, your reality starts to shift. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks, and you start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You stop thinking about what could go wrong, and you start focusing on what could go right. Think about the times in your life when you were pushed to your limit. Think about those moments when you didn't know if you could make it. Maybe it was a tough job, maybe it was a personal struggle, maybe it was a situation that just felt overwhelming. In those moments, didn't it all come down to the way you were thinking? You had a choice whether to believe in your strength or let fear take over. The mind is like a muscle. It gets stronger the more you exercise it. And when you face adversity, when you face those challenges that seem insurmountable, that's when you get to prove just how strong your mind really is. But here's the thing. When doubt creeps in, and trust me, it will, when fear rises up and tries to make you question everything you've worked for, you need to recognize it for what it is, a distraction. That's it. Doubt, fear, negativity, they're all distractions meant to keep you from seeing your true potential. And the moment you recognize them for what they are, you can choose not to give them power. Don't give your mind the freedom to spiral into negativity. Don't give yourself the excuse to be weak. You've got too much greatness inside of you to allow your thoughts to drag you down. When you feel the negativity creeping in, stop it in its tracks. Replace it with something stronger. Replace it with the thought that says, I can handle this. Replace it with the thought that says, I am more than capable of overcoming this. You see, mental strength isn't about ignoring your feelings. It's not about pretending that you don't have doubts or fears. No, it's about acknowledging them and then deciding to push past them. It's about choosing to replace those limiting thoughts with empowering ones. You have the power to control your mind. Don't let anyone or anything take that power away from you. Because at the end of the day, your mind is what will either make you or break you. So the next time you're faced with a challenge, remember, it's not about what happens to you. It's about how you choose to think about it. The quality of your thoughts will determine the quality of your life. And that, my friend, is where your true strength lies. There's something I need you to understand, something that's often overlooked in our world today. Mental strength doesn't come from comfort. It doesn't come from the easy path, the smooth road, or the soft landing. It comes from struggle. It comes from pain. The kind of pain that pushes you to your limits. The kind of pain that leaves you feeling like you can't take another step. That's where mental strength is built. Not in the moments of ease, but in the moments when you feel like giving up. That's where the real growth happens. I want you to think about this. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by running away from hardship. They didn't climb to the top of their fields by avoiding pain. They embraced it. They faced it head on. They knew that pain wasn't a roadblock, it was a stepping stone. It was the necessary ingredient for their success. Take a moment to consider the story of Thomas Edison. This man, one of the greatest inventors the world has ever known, failed more than 1,000 times before he succeeded in inventing the light bulb. 1,000 failures. Think about that for a second. Most people would have quit after 1, 2, or maybe 3 failures. But Edison didn't. He saw each failure not as a setback, but as a lesson. He said, I have not failed. I've just found one. 0 ways that won't work. That's the mindset of someone who understands that pain isn't a sign to stop, it's a sign to keep going. When we look at stories like Edison's, it's easy to think, yeah, but that's him. He's different. But let me tell you something. Edison was just like you. He was human. He felt pain. He felt disappointment. He felt defeat. But he chose not to let it define him. He chose to use that pain as fuel, to push him further down the path, not turn him around. You see, pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Every time you go through something difficult, every time you struggle, you are learning something about yourself. Pain reveals your strength. It shows you just how far you can push yourself before you break, and then it challenges you to go even further. When you hit a wall, when you think you've reached your limit, don't shy away from it. Don't back down. That's the moment when everything changes. That's when you have the chance to decide who you're going to be. Will you be someone who quits when things get tough? Or will you be the person who digs deeper, finds that last ounce of strength, and keeps moving forward? The choice is yours, every single time. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out and seek pain or make your life harder than it needs to be. What I am saying is this: when pain comes, and it will come, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, don't turn away from it. Don't try to avoid it. Because in that pain, there is growth. In that struggle, there is strength. There's a fire inside you that burns brighter in the heat of adversity. The truth is, you don't really know what you're made of until you face something that tests you. It's easy to say you're strong when life is handing you everything on a silver platter. But the real test comes when you're pushed to your limits. When you're knocked down, when you feel like you can't take any more, that's when you find out who you really are. That's when you discover the depth of your strength, the resilience that's been inside you all along. And make no mistake, the road to success, the path to becoming mentally strong, is not paved with ease. It's paved with hardship. It's paved with moments when you feel like the world is against you. But it's also paved with moments when you decide to get back up. You get back up when you're tired. You get back up when it's easier to stay down. You get back up when you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. And every time you do, you become stronger. Every time you get back up, you're adding another layer to your mental strength. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I don't want pain. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to be tested. And who can blame you? Pain hurts. It's uncomfortable. But here's the thing, pain is what separates the ones who succeed from the ones who give up. Pain is what makes you rise up and say, I'm not finished yet. Pain is the fire that forges the steel of your character. The most powerful steel is forged in the hottest fire. If you want to be stronger, if you want to be tougher, if you want to be someone who can handle anything life throws your way, you've got to embrace the heat, you've got to embrace the struggle. Think about the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the people who have achieved greatness in their lives. They didn't get there by avoiding pain. They didn't get there by taking the easy road. They got there by facing their struggles head on, by pushing through the pain, and by learning from every setback. They knew that the challenges they faced were preparing them for something greater. They knew that without pain, there could be no progress. So the next time you're faced with adversity, don't run from it. Don't shy away from the pain. Embrace it. Welcome it. Use it as fuel to push you forward. Because on the other side of that pain is the person you were always meant to be. And trust me, you are stronger than you realize. There will come a time in your life when it feels like the whole world is against you. When everything you've worked for starts to crumble, and the people you thought would have your back are nowhere to be found. Those moments, they will test you. They will challenge everything you've ever believed about yourself. But let me tell you this, those moments are not the end. They're the beginning of something powerful. And the one thing that will keep you moving forward when no one else believes in you is your belief in yourself. I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care how many people doubt you, how many people tell you you're not good enough. The only thing that matters is how much you believe in your own ability to rise above, to push forward, to keep going when everyone else has given up. You've got to have a belief in yourself so unshakable, so relentless, that no matter what life throws your way, you stand firm. That's the foundation of mental strength. Let's talk about someone who knew exactly what it felt like to be doubted, to be told he wasn't good enough. Michael Jordan. Now, I don't care whether you're a fan of basketball or not. Jordan's story is one that should resonate with all of us. He was cut from his high school basketball team. The greatest player in the history of the sport wasn't good enough to make his high school team. Think about that for a second. The kid who would go on to become a 6-time NBA champion, a legend in every sense of the word, was told he didn't have what it took. But here's the thing about Michael Jordan: he didn't let that rejection define him. He didn't let it crush him. He didn't give up and walk away from his dream. Instead, he used that failure as fuel. Every time someone told him he couldn't do it, he doubled down. He worked harder. He practiced longer. He gave everything he had, every single day, until he became the greatest to ever play the game. Jordan once said, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." Let that sink in. Failure wasn't the problem for him. The problem was giving up before the fight was over. And that's a mentality that everyone can learn from. Because at some point you will face failure. You will experience setbacks, mistakes, disappointments. But if you let those moments of failure define you, then you'll never rise to your full potential. Mental strength means never giving up on yourself, no matter how many times you fall. It means knowing that you are capable of more than you think, even when others are ready to write you off. It means having that unshakable belief in your own ability to get back up, to keep moving, to keep pushing toward your goals no matter what the world says. You might not get the support you expect from others, but if you have that unwavering belief in yourself, you will find a way. I've seen too many people stop at the first sign of failure. Too many people think that one bad experience means it's over. But what they don't realize is that failure is just a stepping stone. It's not the end. It's part of the process. The question is, how will you respond? Will you give up? Or will you stand tall, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward? This belief in yourself isn't just about telling yourself that you're capable. It's about taking action, even when everything in front of you says you can't do it. It's about continuing to push, even when everyone else has walked away. It's about choosing to believe in yourself when it seems like no one else does. Think about the times in your own life when you faced doubt. Maybe it was a time when you applied for a job and didn't get it, or maybe it was a time when you poured your heart into a project and it didn't turn out the way you thought. The pain of those moments is real. It's discouraging. But what did you do? Did you let it break you? Or did you use that pain to fuel your belief in yourself? Did you say to yourself, "This isn't the end of my story, I'm going to keep going"? The truth is, there are people out there who will doubt you. There are people who will tell you that you can't. They'll tell you that you're not good enough, not talented enough, not strong enough. And when you don't have the support of others, that's when your belief in yourself becomes even more important. Your belief has to be stronger than their doubt. It has to be louder than their criticism. When they tell you it's impossible, you have to look them in the eye and say, "Watch me." It's that belief that will carry you through the darkest times, the toughest struggles, and the moments when you feel like giving up. Because when you believe in yourself, you know that no matter what happens, you have the power to keep going. You know that no failure can defeat you, no obstacle can stop you, and no setback is permanent. And here's the most important part. Your belief in yourself is contagious. When you start to believe in yourself, when you start showing up every day with confidence and determination, others will start to believe in you too. They may not see your vision at first, but when they see you pushing forward despite the odds, they'll start to see what you see. They'll start to believe in your potential. And that belief, that's what will help you rise to heights you never imagined possible. So, when the world tells you it's not your time, when the people around you give up on you, when you find yourself in a place where you feel like no one believes in you, don't you dare give up on yourself. Keep fighting, keep believing. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. And that belief, that unshakable belief, is what will get you through when nothing else can. You have what it takes. Never forget that. There's something you've got to realize if you want to get where you need to go, if you want to be successful, if you want to be mentally strong. It's all about focus. Without focus, You're like a ship lost at sea with no compass, no direction, no clear sense of where you're headed. Your energy gets scattered, your efforts get wasted, and you'll never reach your full potential. But when you lock in, when you sharpen your focus, nothing can stop you. You become unstoppable. Now, I want you to think about someone who embodies this kind of relentless focus, someone who has proven time and again that no matter what's thrown at her, she keeps her eyes on the prize. I'm talking about Serena Williams. The woman is a force of nature, no doubt about it. She's one of the greatest tennis players to ever step on a court. She has dominated the sport for years, winning 23 Grand Slam singles titles, more than any other player in the Open era. But what's the key to her success? It's her unwavering focus. Serena's career hasn't been smooth sailing. It's been marked by injuries, setbacks, and challenges that would have broken most people. But Serena, she kept her focus. Through every injury, through every disappointment, through every moment when it seemed like the odds were stacked against her, she didn't lose sight of her vision. She knew what she was working for. She knew what she was capable of. And that focus, that relentless drive, is what propelled her to the top. Think about the sacrifices she's made. Every practice, every match, every day of her life has been shaped by that focus. She didn't get distracted by the noise around her. She didn't let people's opinions or the media's chatter pull her off course. She didn't let setbacks define her. Instead, she used those challenges to fuel her determination. She kept her vision clear, and that laser-like focus is what helped her accomplish what many thought was impossible. You've got to ask yourself, do you have that kind of focus in your life? Are you so locked in on your goals that nothing and no one can break your concentration? Because let me tell you something, distractions are everywhere. There's always going to be something trying to pull your attention away from what really matters. There's always going to be a voice telling you that you can't do it, or that it's too hard, or that you're wasting your time, but you have to ignore it. You have to drown out the noise and stay focused on the goal. You've got to be willing to sacrifice the things that don't serve your purpose. If you want to be mentally strong, you need to be clear on your goals and stay committed to them no matter what. It's not easy. Focus takes discipline. It takes effort. It takes saying no to things that might seem tempting in the moment, but don't move you closer to where you want to be. There are so many distractions in the world today, whether it's social media, TV, or just the everyday hustle and bustle of life. It's easy to get sidetracked, easy to lose sight of what really matters. But if you're serious about your goals, you've got to block out those distractions. You've got to stay disciplined. Think about how often you've been pulled off track in the past. How many times have you started something with the best intentions, only to get sidetracked by something else? Maybe it was a project that you started but never finished, or a goal you set that got lost in the shuffle. You've got to be honest with yourself. How much time have you wasted on things that didn't get you any closer to your dreams? If you're going to build mental strength, you've got to stop letting distractions steal your time, your energy, and your focus. Focus doesn't just mean ignoring the bad stuff. It also means prioritizing the good stuff. You've got to focus on what matters most to you. What's going to move the needle in your life? What's going to get you closer to your goals? Too often we get caught up in things that don't serve us, things that don't move us forward. And it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day hustle and forget what truly matters. But when you have a clear vision, when you know where you're headed, you can eliminate the distractions. You can say no to things that are not aligned with your purpose. Serena Williams didn't get to the top of her game by playing it safe. She didn't get there by focusing on anything other than her vision of greatness. And that's what you've got to do too. Focus means you get up every day with purpose. You get up knowing exactly what you want to achieve, and you put in the work to make it happen. Focus means you make your goals your top priority, and you don't let anything or anyone get in your way. But here's the key. You can't just focus on the goal. You've got to focus on the process. Every step along the way matters. It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. Every practice, every effort, every sacrifice, all counts. Focus means you pour your energy into the things that are going to move you forward. It means staying committed to the grind, even when it's tough, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Progress is progress, no matter how small. If you keep moving forward, you'll eventually reach your destination. Focus is a superpower. It's the thing that separates those who achieve greatness from those who fall short. If you want to be mentally strong, you've got to cultivate that laser-like focus every single day. You've got to make the decision to shut out the distractions, stay disciplined, and keep your eyes on the prize. Every time you feel yourself slipping, remind yourself why you're doing this. Remind yourself of your vision, your purpose, your why, and then get back to work. Because when you focus with everything you've got, there's nothing that can stop you from reaching your goals. There's a powerful truth that too many people overlook on their journey to becoming mentally strong, and that truth is simple. Growth never stops. It doesn't matter how successful you become, or how many achievements you rack up. If you're not growing, you're stagnant. And stagnation is the enemy of mental strength. Growth is the key to unlocking your potential. And let me tell you, to be mentally strong, you need to commit to growth. Every single day. No exceptions. No shortcuts. Think about the most successful and mentally tough people you know. Do you think they woke up one day at the top and just stayed there? No. They are always learning, always evolving, always pushing themselves to become better. One person who truly embodies this is Oprah Winfrey. When you think of Oprah, you think of success. You think of power, influence, and resilience. But what you may not know is that Oprah didn't just stumble upon her success. She didn't get there by chance. She got there through relentless self-improvement. Oprah faced rejection, adversity, pain just like all of us. But she didn't let those things define her. She didn't wallow in self-pity or let those setbacks keep her down. Instead, she used every challenge as a lesson. She grew stronger with every rejection. She worked on herself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. She understood that life is going to throw punches, but the mentally tough understand that they don't have to stay down. They get up, learn, and keep moving forward. Oprah once said, "I trust that everything happens for a reason, even when we're not wise enough to see it." That's the mindset of someone who is committed to growth. Even when things don't make sense, even when it feels like life is working against you, you trust that there's something to learn from every experience. And through that trust, you're able to keep growing, keep evolving, and keep building your mental strength. But let me be clear, growth is not easy. It's not comfortable. It's not always fun. It means looking in the mirror and being brutally honest with yourself about what you need to improve. It means taking a long, hard look at your weaknesses and doing something about them. Too many people get stuck in their comfort zones, thinking they're fine where they are. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to grow, you have to leave that comfort zone behind. Growth happens when you push past the familiar, when you face your fears, when you challenge yourself to become more than you were yesterday. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you really stepped outside of your comfort zone? When was the last time you took on a challenge that scared you? A challenge that made you feel uncomfortable? If you want to build mental strength, you have to push yourself every day. Whether it's taking on a new project at work, learning a new skill, or tackling a personal goal you've been avoiding, every moment of growth counts. It's easy to stay in your safe little bubble. It's easy to go through the motions and think you're doing enough. But if you're not actively working to improve yourself, you're stagnating. And stagnation, that's the enemy of progress. It's the enemy of mental strength. You've got to get out of that comfort zone and actively seek ways to grow, to improve, to challenge yourself in new ways. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to take a break, it's okay to rest. But growth doesn't happen when you're stagnant. Growth happens when you're actively striving to get better, to become a stronger version of yourself. The most successful people in the world understand this. They are relentless in their pursuit of growth. Whether it's reading a new book, working with a mentor, or simply taking time for self-reflection, they are always looking for ways to improve. They know that growth is not a destination, it's a lifelong journey. And if you want to be mentally strong, you need to make that commitment too. I know it's not easy. Life is full of distractions, challenges, and roadblocks. But if you commit to growth, you start to build the tools, the mindset, and the resilience to face whatever life throws your way. Every time you grow, you get a little stronger. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you become a little more confident. Every time you learn from a failure, you become a little more resilient. It's those small daily steps that add up over time, and before you know it, you've transformed into a mentally tough individual who is capable of handling anything. Personal growth doesn't happen overnight. It's a lifelong process, one that requires patience and dedication. But the beauty of it is, the more you commit to growth, the more you'll see the results in your life. You'll start to notice that you're handling challenges better, that you're more confident in your decisions, and that you're more resilient in the face of adversity. You'll realize that the setbacks you once saw as failures are just opportunities to grow. And here's the thing, you won't just grow in one area of your life. You'll grow in every area. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Growth feeds every part of you. It enhances your ability to cope with stress, to face challenges head-on, and to continue moving forward even when things get tough. It strengthens your belief in yourself and your ability to handle anything that comes your way. So don't wait for things to change before you start growing. Don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity. Commit to growth now. Start today. Challenge yourself to become a better version of yourself every single day. Take the small steps. Seek out the opportunities. Face the discomfort. And never stop learning. Because that commitment to personal growth, that's what will make you mentally strong. That's what will allow you to face life's challenges with resilience, confidence, and the unshakable belief that you are capable of anything. You see, mental strength is not some abstract concept. It's not something that just happens when life is easy. It's not about cruising through smooth waters or waiting for things to get perfect before you take action. Mental strength is about how you respond when life hits you with everything it's got. It's about your ability to get up, to rise, and to keep fighting, even when the world is trying to knock you down. It's about the power you carry inside you, even when you can't see it, even when no one else believes it. That power is within you, and it's waiting for you to tap into it. Think about the moments in your life when things seemed impossible. The moments when you felt like you couldn't take another step. When you thought you were broken. When the weight of the world was pressing on your shoulders. And yet, here you are. You made it. You found a way to push through. How did you do that? What made you get back up when every part of you wanted to stay down? It's your mind. Your ability to push past the doubt, to rise above the pain, and to believe that you have something inside of you that is stronger than anything life can throw at you. Your mind is your greatest weapon, and the beautiful thing is you get to decide how you use it. When life knocks you down, you can either let it keep you down, or you can get back up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. The choice is always yours. The difference between the ones who succeed and the ones who don't is simple. It's the ability to keep going, even when it's hard, even when it feels impossible. And believe me, that's the difference that will carry you further than you ever thought possible. You've got to understand that this journey to mental strength isn't about avoiding pain or avoiding the struggle. It's about meeting it head on and overcoming it. It's about knowing that pain isn't your enemy, Pain is your teacher. Pain is the thing that's going to show you just how strong you really are. It's the pressure that builds diamonds. And if you want to be a diamond, you have to withstand the pressure. Think about it. Every person who's ever achieved greatness has faced challenges. They've all had to deal with rejection, loss, failure, and pain. But the ones who succeeded weren't the ones who avoided the pain. They were the ones who embraced it, who learned from it, who grew through it. Pain doesn't define you unless you let it. Every struggle you face, every setback, is an opportunity to grow, to become mentally tougher, and to prove to yourself that you can overcome whatever comes your way. And then there's focus. I can't stress this enough. Focus is everything. You've got to know what you're working for. If you don't have a clear vision, if you're not clear about where you're headed, you'll never get there. Focus means blocking out the distractions, ignoring the noise, and staying laser-focused on your goals. It means that no matter what comes your way, no matter what anyone says or does, you keep your eyes on the prize. You stay locked in, committed to your purpose, and you don't let anything distract you from what you're working towards. You see, most people lose sight of their goals because they get distracted. They listen to the naysayers. They let the negativity around them pull them off course. But those who succeed, those who build mental strength, are the ones who keep moving forward, even when it feels like they're walking through a storm. They keep pushing, even when things are tough. They keep their eyes on the prize, because they know that staying focused is the key to achieving greatness. And above all, if you want to be mentally strong, you've got to commit to growth. You've got to commit to becoming better every single day. It's easy to get comfortable, to sit back and think you've got it all figured out. But that's not the path to greatness. The path to greatness is about always striving for more, always pushing yourself to learn, to grow, to improve. Personal growth is not a one-time thing. It's a lifelong journey. And if you stop growing, you stop living. To be mentally strong, you've got to be committed to growth in every area of your life. You've got to embrace change, seek new challenges, and learn from every experience. The greatest minds, the greatest individuals who've achieved greatness, didn't get there by staying the same. They got there by constantly evolving, by never stopping, by pushing through the discomfort of growth. When you commit to growth, you become more resilient, more confident, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. So when life knocks you down, when things feel too heavy, remember this: you are stronger than you think. Your mind has the power to move mountains. You are capable of more than you realize, and the best version of yourself is just ahead. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for you to grow, to get stronger, and to prove to yourself that nothing can stop you. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep moving forward. The journey may be tough, but the strength you gain along the way will be worth every step.